Hello, good folks. Hello, good folks. Welcome to the Dragon's message for the week of January 26th, which is today, as I am sitting down here in front of my magic computer, everything, laptop. Monday, January 26th till Sunday, February 1st. I'm Carol Omar Behan, welcoming you back, welcoming you for the first time to these pretty fabulous connections with the dragons. So welcome to you, your dragon companions. My dragon companions give their warm and good regards to all of you, the allies that we know as the dragons. And for those of you for whom dragons are still something new and your curiosity has been piqued enough to come and have a look at this, welcome especially. The audiovisual aids, as I'm referring to some of the things around me, some that are probably familiar. It prior to all the techno stuff and the whiteboards and classrooms and this and that, and I was a classroom teacher for some wonderful years. Things that we brought in to augment the things that we were teaching about were AV, audio visual aids. Well, yeah, some of them audio and all that, but anyway, I brought in some props. And when it comes to dragons, propping up here on the windowsill is a bumper sticker that has yet to get out to my car. I think you might be if you leaned in close and looked at it. Tells us that magic happens. Certainly with dragons, that's a lot of what it's all about. On my Facebook page, there's a quote I have from a Central American wise woman, Grandmother Flor de Mayo, who says, magical things happen because we exist as part of the great mystery. Something that should resonate with a good many of you. So, again, welcome to this week's message. February 1st will be the wonderful celebration of the Wheel of the Year called and known as Imbolc, Imbolc. Certainly of a Celtic origin, and it is a very potent day. It is what is called the cross-quarter holiday or celebration between the winter solstice and the spring, the vernal equinox. The seeds that we planted as this year has begun, the seeds for our goals and hopes and dreams, and the literal wonderful seeds. And today, commenting, of course, it being January 26th, and the sun is coming out for the first time after practically a 36-hour visitation of the storm. They give them names now, the winter storm Fern. So I almost lost track of my train of thought here, which can happen really pretty easily. So the light strengthening, the cross-quarter day, the celebration known as Imbolc, and out there, the seeds. See, my train of thought came right back onto the track. I love it when it happens. The seeds underneath all that snow, and for us, 14 inches of it, and the delighted dragon dancing out there, Jinsa, those seeds are stirring or soon to stir. All right, so many of you tuning in, and thank you. A moment to say thank you for being involved with this. Subscribing to, if it's Substack, thank you for all of you lovely folks there, and YouTube. Excuse me, thank you for all of you wonderful people subscribing there. The impact and the dragons love that you can help us all, or help them all, help dragons everywhere be more known and bring their presence and all of this to more people by your sharing, liking, commenting. As simple as if you would like the like part of it, YouTube-wise and the little heart thing on Substack. Because as they convinced me finally to step out from behind the cards and the other parts that have been YouTube and Substack posts, and there is this avenue of connection that is offered through these. So thank you very much for aiding and abetting this particular wonderful part of the magic of the great mystery in which we find ourselves. There will be times, of course, as I will say to you now and then, mentioning that we are coming up on the new moon or we're coming up on the full moon. And in the case of this week, and in the case of February 1st, we will have not just that wonderful celebration, but a dandy full moon that is in Leo. Other things going on in addition for those of you, and if you're drawn to dragons, there's some astrology that now and then might tickle your fancy. Something quite powerful happening today. And I'm just going to give you just a little look into it with the help of an astrologer you might want to find out more about. Her name is Chani, Chani Nicholas. Chani Nicholas, who I follow through an app. I am really up to speed with my AV stuff here. Her weekly forecast for this week, the week that we're speaking about with the dragons, includes this rather monumental events. Let me get down to this. All right. We are beginning February, so I know that goes ahead, but it's going to come back here. Okay. With a very loud, very full, very boisterous, very obvious, very big full moon in Leo. So there's some moon stuff for you. But before we get there, Monday, the 26th, sitting here in that energy, talking to you, Neptune enters Aries. This is a once in 165 year transit. We had a little bit of Neptune in Aries in 2025. We had it between March and October. So we had a little taste test, if you will. And because Aries is a sign that is so full of fire, so full of energy, and so full of get up and go, it galvanizes a great deal into action. Because Neptune is a planet that is about the dream and the ideals and the visions, we know that this is our signal to make sure that we are dreaming actively and on purpose. We are dreaming the world into being. Chani Nicholas. And if you are feeling a little bit of a zzz from what I just said, do some search. The internet you will get to what it is will be most helpful to know more. But you can find Chani Nicholas at her website and hear and read the message for this week that she offers, something that really helps me along as well. Yeah, I covered those points anyway. I always have myself a little bit of a list here anyway. And something to just remind you about the dragons that have been kind of building up around the background that I set up to have complementing whatever it is of the message for this week. And it includes this wonderful dragon on this slate by my wonderful friend Lori, Christmas present raining here, and a couple more. This little origami dragon has its own story, and I'm going to save it for another time, but it's been with me for quite a while. Gifted to me on one trip I made to Britain, to England, to Avalon. That may ring a bell. The cards, of course, that we draw upon as we get into hearing what it is the message for this week are the creation of the fabulous woman of Wales, dragon friend, artist, all of this, Val Young. Her Facebook page of late has been livelier to me than usual. The Dragons of Peace are making visitations through her offerings, and the link below will connect you with them. And Val, again, So grateful to you for these cards and for your blessing on these videos. So on we go. Oh, wow, here we go. There's always that little sense for me of making sure I include those things that I want to have drawn to your attention. Other than the commentary and the involvement in the watching these, a number of you already know and have looked into the YouTube community page devoted to this dragon community. Still pretty quiet there, but several people have given it a like and all of that. And even if you are not a subscriber, you can go to my channel and see that there is a community page. There will be an announcement. So when I add a post, or if some notice there, right on the homepage, going down, you will see whatever new posts are made. Watch for the announcement of the Imbolc, Imbolc. And of course, it's in the subtitle here, so you'll see it there. There will be, the dragons are putting me on notice, there's going to be quite a special offering for the video. I am 99.2% certain it's going to include an Imbolc meditation. There was one that they helped me do for the winter solstice. Entirely fitting that one is coming for that. It's a possibility, they're giving me a nudge right now, that I may record it live. So we'll see. There will be one for sure. And if it's live and some of you are there, how fabulous. The dragon that is for Imbolc, and I will read its message today for you, is this. I showed it last week as well. And here are the words for you to bend in close to read or take a screenshot, reading them to you now. At the time of Imbolc, as Earth first awakens from winter's deep sleep, we witness the dragon and the daisy in a moment of full appreciation. Feel the peace and vitality of life expand throughout your whole being and flow out into the fullness of all. The dragon of Imbolc. Is that not a sweet dragon? They're all wonderful, but this one seems particularly sweet. In the world in which we have lived through in this last week, for our family, a beautiful thing to offset some of what was horrific. There's not a really better way to say it. And so I want to share with you that a few days after posting last week's video, our family was joined by a beautiful little boy. And I'll just leave it at that, but we are over the moon to welcome him into the world safely, healthily, and for those who know me, you know who other than I will just say this little boy has joined our family last Wednesday in the evening. It was quite a wonderful, it is the most wonderful, magic, wonderful thing. And of course, on that day, not just him arriving to our family, but think of all the babies born that day. And as I drove home from meeting him, I thought about all those wonderful, precious souls arriving. And also quite a bit, and I know we'll certainly get to hearing this message. The other thing is I continue to follow and find uplifting, reassuring, raising my hopes for the good and the love of the world to transcend overall. The monks who are walking for peace, and do look them up, follow their posts, and be inspired and filled with hope for this to be taking further and greater hold. I know there are all kinds of dragons that are along with them. So for this week, and as we reach near the end of this video, and there all coming around between 14 and 16 minutes. So I'll end with this dragon, which is, and I love this because of what I said about the full moon and all. I am the moon sky dragon, and here is its wonderful message. I am the moon sky dragon. I have the freedom of flight through all the skies when the moon is dark. I can devour your darkest nightmares or reflect back to you your greatest fears. When the moon is full, I can add a sparkle to your brightest dreams, your future hopes. I sail through the skies on stormy nights, swirling with the winds, dancing with the darkness, cleansing the debris of the day. On bright, star filled nights, I fill the sky with crystal clarity and let you sense how brightly you shine, sparkling like a star. Thank you very much, beautiful moon sky dragon, and thank you very much, Imbolc dragon. Thanking you now for tuning in once again and receiving this message. The upcoming days, may they be filled with hope, with peace. As you search for it, certainly you will find it. And as is at each of the end, at each time at the end of the messages from the monks, may you and all beings be well, happy, and at peace. From Lightspring, Glen, and the beautiful energy of this magnificent winter storm, which I hope all arrived at its end safely and well. We're sending you love and light, the dragons and I from Lightspring Glen. Take good care. See you again soon.